Hi everyone, this is Ruer, and I am a Pokemon player on Pokemon Showdown that plays a lot of overused tiers and mainly Gen 5 overused, although I can play most overused tiers. But yeah, if you're not familiar, um, I suppose you didn't look for this video, but check out smogon.com, it's really cool. Competitive Pokemon is cool. Anyways, I've been invited to play in the Black and White Invitational tournament hosted by Monai, and you should definitely check them out. I'll leave the link in the description of the channel covering it. They're doing a very good job doing that, and there's lots of very good games that you should check out. Yeah, I'll be talking about my own games in this channel. I just figured that creating content is fun. I've done it in Portuguese last year, and it was cool, though I didn't pursue it. But yeah, I'll make it in English for this tournament, just to cover my games. There's not much black and white content out there as well, so why not? I mean, black and white overused content, of course. Anyways, yeah. Today I'll be talking about my round 1 match against MeEsSm in the Black and White Invitational. MeEsSm is a friend of mine. He is a very up-and-coming strong player. He beaten me before in the best of 3 earlier this year, and I had to take him very seriously or I would lose. And yeah, studying MeEsSm's tendencies on bringing teams, I realized that MeEsSm is quite weak to Alakazam. Of course, Alakazam is so strong in Black and White OU, it beats most teams, or well, not beats, but it does a lot of work against most teams. But especially against his teams, it did a lot of work. So I decided to use it. And I hadn't used this team. I planned to use this team before, but I didn't use it. So I thought it was a good bring. And yeah, MeEsSm is using a rain team. I'll talk about my own team, the matchup first. So the matchup is a very kind of like we trade damage as much as possible and try to go even, because in the late game, Alakazam will destroy everything. Alakazam is a Pokemon that doesn't one-hit KO much things, but it almost two-hit KO the whole Pokédex. So when you weaken things, you can just destroy the rest. And yeah, that's my plan in this game, and trying to execute it. His team is probably defensive Politoed, Lumberry Pharaoh because it can struggle against Rotom. Thunder Reset could be anything. Could be like Sub, or it could be NP, Plot, Agility, Thunder Wave, I don't know. Keldeo is like an aggressive Keldeo here, such as CM or Specs. And I say this because Scarf Keldeo would come with a more strong Pokemon. Because these two guys, Latias and Excadrill, are not so strong. As in, they don't do that much damage. In Rain, in case of Excadrill, of course, Sandrew does a lot of damage. But in Rain, it doesn't do that much damage. So, Keldeo must be a breaker here to really punch holes in walls. And I think these two, any of them could be the Scarfer. I was thinking back then it could be Swords Dance, Mode Breaker Drill, and Scarf Larias. I think that would be okay. Mode Breaker Drill is okay. It's less bad than people think. Well, of course, it's not as good as Sand Force, because Sand Force is Sand Force. As for my team, I'm bringing SashZem. Yes, I like SashZem more than Life Orb in this case. I think Life Orb is good. Of course, it would also destroy this team. But the problem with Life Orb is that it constantly gets revenge killed and it doesn't get that much opportunities to come in and attack. So it needs a specific conditions. Well, not too specific, but it's not as splashable as people think it is, I think. So I don't know if most people agree with this, but I think Life Orb Zem is more broken than SashZem, but SashZem is more splashable. That's the word, splashable. And here in this team, MeEsSm fits perfectly. And yeah, I think we'll go now. Of course, Life Orb Gem would give me a better matchup against Stally teams because you can like Psyshock, like Calm Mind. But MeEsSm is okay. Against offense, it's amazing. Anyways, so my lead options here are Latios and Ferrothorn and Rotom. I don't like Rotom that much because he's probably Lamberry Pharaoh, and he also has a Moonbreaker Drill. So these two guys are very likely leads, and they beat this guy. So Rotom is out of the question. And Latios is also a good lead, but Latios will not do much against the lead Pharaoh. I will be forced to switch as well. So I chose the lead Pharaoh, and out of this roster, it only really has trouble with Thundurus. Because it can take a hit from Keldeo and just one hit KO. Oh, music! Sorry! Okay, we're good. Okay, so he leads Latias. And he could trick or T-Wave or trick Flame Orb, but some crazy shit. Sorry for swearing. And I was like, okay, let's just go hard into Tar and see what he wants to do and just trap it if we can. And he goes straight into Ferrothorn, so preserving his Latias. And yeah, here I just go to my Landorus to get Stealth Rock up, because that's how you start most games. And he goes Politoed. Now I am scared here of a weird Politoed set like Scarf, probably. So I go to Rotom, and he goes back to Pharaoh. Yeah, if it was Scarf, he would have killed my Landorus, so Rotom is safe. I don't think he's Scarf, but if I knew he was defensive, of course, you turn, but I want that confirmation. I'm trying to get as much information as possible. Now here, I will just Volt Switch and go to my Landorus to get Stealth Rock up. Easy peasy. And now he's gonna go to Keldeo or Thundurus, and I have to go Latias. This sequence is obligatory from this turn. So I don't know what's gonna happen to my Latios here. I'm just hoping it doesn't die to natural causes. Could also get crit, could get parrot. It goes Keldeo. So yeah, I wanna know what set this is. So if it's CM or something. And it's doing 70% with Hydro Pump. Doing 70% to Latios. So this is very much specs. I don't think he would ever stay in. I think like I have 4 Pokemon that are destroyed by Keldeo, so I can safely assume that he's going to switch. So I click the Roost move so I can deal with Thundurus later. And then I go to my own Pharaoh to get spikes. And this sequence will repeat because Thundurus is coming in now. And of course he can HP Ice. Here it's a bit of a mind game. I could stay in and Jar Ball as it attacks, or I could go Latios and take an HP Ice. It's a bit of mind games. A lot of people stay in here. I just go to Latios. 3 HP Ices, congrats. But I wanna go Latios. He did Focus Blast. I didn't exactly predict that, and I think I did have a chance to live. If he wasn't, I don't have the cock open, so give me a second. I will edit this out. Okay. Here's the calculations. I switched in with Here are the calculations. I switched in with 50, 59, 56, 56 I think. Yeah, it's 56, so I would have over 55 chance to do. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. So yeah, I justified my Latios switch. I mean, I think it's just better than just waste a Pharaoh turn. Yeah, I Draco here because I don't think he's. I mean, I think roasting is too risky here. Like, it could always just spam HBIs to try to pair me with Thunder on my roost. Because I did that before. You know, if he doesn't and I roost, he can just go Pharaoh safely. So I just Draco and I miss. He HBIs me, kills me. So I go to Titar here. This is my only hope of killing this now. I could fake that I have Rock move and maybe Pursuit. But I opted to just do as much damage as possible because it could be Grass Knot or something like that. And I meet the Politoed and I crit it. Of course, this is very good. This is very, very good. Because Politoed is one of the few Pokemon on his team that can take a hit from Alakazam. Depending on the spread, it can take a hit very well. So getting Politoed down and also leftovers is very good news. If he was Resta Chesto here, he would just gain all the health back up. And I essentially lost the exchange. The exchange would die there. I lost the exchange. And I would have to do very good place to get back. But he's not Resta Chesto, he's just leftovers. So he just gonna Scald. I go to my Rotom to, because it's the Mon that cares less about the burn. Of course, Pharaoh turn. I could have gone to Pharaoh turn, but I don't want to give his Thunders a head start. Momentum. So I have Rotom against Politoed here. I think he's not going to Thundurus or Escadrille because the threat of Hydro Pump is very, very dangerous. So I just Volt Switch. And I meet the Latias. And I decided to just trap it. Because Latias is another Pokemon that can take a hit from Alakazam. Instead of going Pharaoh turn again, I just trap it. And yeah, he's gonna miss the Draco here. But he's Cobra Berry, so if he's Cobra Berry, then I know from here that he's Scarf Excadrill for sure. Because Latias could be Scarf and Drill could be Swords Dance or something. And now that he's Cobra, he needs a Choice Scarfer in his team and it's going to be Excadrill. This is pretty good news. Well, not so good news for my Zam, but good news for the information I got. So, I trapped the Latias, and this turn is key. Because this turn, it's a sack war. A lot of things will die very fast. So, I could switch, but my Tyranitar is dead. My Tyranitar is dead, and I don't want Toad to cripple any of Rotom or Pharaoh. I guess wouldn't creep Pharaoh much, but Pharaoh again it just invites Thundurus. So I just sacked the Titar so I can play the game later. But I get quite fortunate and I outspeed. Now I will open the team builder and look at my team. Where is my team? I have a lot of teams here. I have 160 speed on Tyranitar. And Politoed is very naturally faster than that. So my minimum speed with no nature is 176. So this is entirely unexpected. He had to be relaxed instead of bold. Or of course sassy instead of careful. So yeah, I didn't expect this at all. And it could have been speed tie if I didn't have the additional EVs. If I had if I had no EVs on speed, it was a speed tie. So the 8 EVs end up helping. Which is very odd. I didn't expect this at all. I don't think I've ever seen minus speed Politoed before. And I guess it's for getting the rank up against Titor lead versus aid. Interesting, but I don't know. In here, I think it kinda griefed him a bit because he could just kill me here. But yeah, he Politos dies and he goes Caldio, kills the Tyranitar, and I have one play, which is go to Zam. And here, again, I don't think he would sack Caldio, so I think it's a sack war, right? It's a sack war, and I have 5 Pokemon. 5 because Alakazam counts for 2, because it's Focus Sash. That's how it works. So I think. And by the way, that I say sack war. What I mean by sack war is I mean that the Pokemon are weakened and strong at this point, so every turn is likely to end in a kill, or pretty likely to end in a kill. So the winner of this game is going to be the person that kills more faster in a few turns. It would be like less than 25 or like around 25 turns is where this game will end. So I have to kill things very fast. It's a sack war, so he doesn't want Keldeo to die. Keldeo pressures Landorus, Ferrothorn, and Rotom. So here I am assuming he is going to Drill, because I know Drill is Scarf from the information I got before. So I just hit that Focus Blast on Drill and hope he hits, and it does. And I win the game from here, pretty much. That was a very fortunate. If he didn't stay, I would pop my Sash, of course, but that wouldn't be too bad. I still could have won because Zam is faster than Keldeo. I still have pressure. I still could make a play. I still can get rid of the Keldeo if he's staying once more. I still have one more shot at doing this play. The only problem is that I would have to switch when I'm up against Escadrille or Ferrothorn. Obligatorily. But it's okay, I have a Landorus. Of course, he also has a Thundurus, but it's okay. Yeah, I got Ferrothorn. And this Ferrothorn because I love Ferrothorn Wars. It's like Metapod War from the anime. And he goes Thundurus. I just draw a ball because I don't want to give this too much space. And I know he's switching. Of course, he could just stay in as well. Then I could just go Landorus. He wants to get things done. So I figured he would switch. And I draw a ball his Thunders. And this puts him on the Alakazam range. And yeah, that's game 1. This is very hard to lose at this point. So he sacrifices the Keldeo. And here, I go Landorus here to just cover the Ferrothorn. And I end up making a pretty bad mistake here, but it didn't punish me. But it is a mistake, which is U-turning this turn. Now, why is it a mistake? Because there is one way I lose this game. One single way, and it's Agility Thunderous setting up Agility and just paralyzing my Pokemon. Which could happen. And if I just Earthquake the Ferrothorn and HPI's the Thunderous, I had the guaranteed win. But I U-turn, which is no longer guaranteed because Rotom can always miss Hydro Pump. So yeah, if he considering he explosions, Zam was also guaranteed win, but also he could T-Wave. I don't know. Wasn't clicking T-Wave most likely, but if it existed, he could have crippled the Zam, and then Thunderous can win. But he explosions, and here if I miss Hydro Pump, I get paralyzed by Thunder on Zam. I could lose to Agility. Thankfully, he's not Agility, but I did choke. So if you're watching this video, be careful with the situations. Could always let you down. Now it's time to talk about game 2. Game 2, I decided to use something comfortable because I had already won game 1, and I was like, okay, let's just use something I know it's very strong and it's likely to get a good matchup unless he assumes that I'm bringing it. So this would be the choice. I think this team is very solid. I think it's a Finchinator team. I think I stole from Star Master actually. I don't know. But it's very solid. It's got Def Gliscor, mixed defense Bronzong, physically defensive Skarmory, Thunder Psyshock Runigus, and Cloverberry Latios, and Clefable with special defense, invested with some depth. And I think his team was going to be Tyranitar standard. I think this Latios is aggressive because Scarf Latios doesn't really benefit from the rest of his team. I'm assuming it's like CM or Specs. Terrakion could be Forceness or CB as well, same Rationale. And I think this is Scarf Landorus, maybe? If this is Rock Landorus, one of these is Scarf. But then this team loses a lot of breaking power. As Starmie, I assumed it was HP Fire because this team doesn't switch well into Ferrothorn. Like I could see Ferrothorn being very obnoxious. Hold on. What? So, yeah. That's the matchup. My goal in this game is to get in a position with Reuni, because it's Reuni. If I get to weaken the T-turn by any means, I can do well with Reuni's. But yeah, we're gonna need Gliscor here because it gets tough rock up against most of his team. Pretty much everything. Unless he's like Ice Beam Latios. Ice Beam Starmie. I say Ice Beam Latios because that was a thing that happened recently. Anyways, let's hit play. I laid Gliscor to get my stuff rock up. I protect first because it could always, I don't know, I want to get the poison heal, right? And I see Scald. Now, Scald is an indicator of defensive Starmie. Defensive Starmie is a good switch into Skarmory because Skarmory will not hurt much with Brave Bird if it has a lot of HP. And the last move of Starmie is very hard to guess. It could be Reflect type, Reflect, Toxic, Thunder Wave, Thunder, Ice Beam, even HP Fire or something. Anything works. So it's very hard to know the last move of Starmie. I have to be careful. But this Gliscor is fully specially defensive. So Bulky Starmie usually doesn't have too much special attack. So even if he Ice Beams, it's not gonna kill. So I just go for the Stealth Rock. And here I just go to Skarmory. And I'm going to Spike. And he switches into Starmie as predicted. And I want to see how much I do. Brave Bird. How much? 45. Let's go to the calculator. Skarmory. So, to standard, Starmie, you would do 47 minimum. So, it has some HP. If it's max HP, it did almost max damage. So yeah, I know from this it's a bulky Starmie, indeed. It didn't show lefties, so it is Cobra as well. I'm assuming T-Wave Starmie. So I Brave Bird again. I don't know why. Just to get damage on this, I guess, because he's just recovering. But it wasn't a good play. And I know it wasn't a good play because of the next turn he just thunders. And yeah. even with this even with zero special attack, Thunder would still destroy me. I almost like I wasn't in range. I wasn't in range, but it would do a lot. So it was pretty risky. If he was bulky starring me, he had a good chance to live this Brave Bird. So it wouldn't be too bad to go for it. So wasn't too good of a play, but it's okay. I got away with it. Yeah, I go Clefable, and I can just spam Seismic Toss for free. We both can't hurt each other too much here, so let's just spam Seismic Toss. And here I discover the Lender Reset. No lefties. I take not that much from Earthquake, and I figure out that it's Scarf. Less likely. I don't think he will do a Riachi here. It's also no substance. So I switch from my Clefable to Bronzong because I don't want to get T-Waved on Skarmory. I don't want to get Ice Beam in Gliscor. I don't want to get Superpower in Clef. Bronzong is a Pokemon that can switch in without taking too much from either move the Tyranitar can use. So it's a good idea to go Bronzong here. But he pursues the Clef, which chip hits to 50%. Here I can go Gliscor. I assume he would like T-Wave or Crunch, and I just want my rocks back up. And the good thing about Bulky Starmie having Thunder, that now I know that Gliscor pretty much hard walls Starmie. So this is good news. Gliscor can destroy his team entirely, pretty much. So this is in a very good position right now. I'm just gonna Stealth Rock, gonna eat a Jara Ball, and yeah, gonna Protect to be full HP for Terrakion, and I'm gonna switch. Buy the book, and I go Skarmory, and I get a Power Whip. Now here, I'm expecting that he goes to Starmie again, so I wanna get some damage. He's gonna take 12%, so he's gonna be like 58, and take a Brave Bird, he would be low. I could keep pressuring. But he goes Latios, which is honestly better. I get a pretty good chunk out of Latios HP. And here I can just roll. Bronzong is healthy. Can't take a hit. And yeah, the trick. It's okay. I don't mind this trick too much. And here I get super lucky. I attack what's in front of me. I didn't think too much. And I end up hitting the Starmie. He wanted to recover on my Jara Balls. But I end up getting a crit in the best turn I could. And get rid of the Starmie. So that was very lucky. He goes Ferrothorn. And here I'm just assuming, okay, I have a Skarmory and a Clefable at half health. I want to heal them. He knows I want to heal them. I think he's going to make aggressive moves to punish this move of going to either of these and healing. But he just stayed in. And my Bronzong suffered from it. I did it again. And he stayed in again. So now I just go Skarmory. So now I think he's just not doing it. He did it twice. Not a third time. They didn't do a third time. I get to heal my Skarmory. But I face Terrakion. Now, I'm physically defensive Skarmory. So it would take like 55 from Terrakion. I'll try spin. And I want to know what the set is. I'm thinking it could be Swords Dance as well. Or like maybe Life Orb. I don't know. I want to know the set. And it is Swords Dance. So I Whirlwind. And I get the Tyranitar. Now I'm embarrassed to click play because I end up sacking my win condition. Now, I didn't expect Ice Beam at all because Ice Beam is very rare. But now that I'm reviewing the game, it makes sense. Because he is 6-0 by Glisker. So I should have thought of it. It was my mistake. I was assuming just Crunch, Pursuit, Superpower, 2-wave, like the standard Tyranitar. But yeah, I went Glisker on a 2-wave and was met with an Ice Beam to the face. And this is bad, because now that was a Pokemon that wasn't gonna die in this game, and now it died. So now I have to win with Reuniclus, or I lose. Pretty much. Let's keep going. I get to heal the Clefable now, because if he was Superpower Ice Beam, I would Rage Quit the game right here. If he's Superpower Ice Beam, I Rage Quit, I don't play game 3, and I go play Minecraft. So I heal my Clefable as the Raccoon comes in, and I go Laias. Now he Swords Dances. I thought it could be Lumberry. I thought about Lumberry, but I assume, okay, if he's Lumberry, whatever. I think he's not. That's just T-Wave. That's what I thought. That was my brain. And yeah, he was Lumberry. So now I'm like, oh no, these last 10 turns was a disaster. What was looking like me being far ahead, now it's me being behind. I got lucky. I was like in a supreme position, and now MeEsSm is back in the game and ahead. But arguably, I realized that, okay, he still has only one check to Reuniclus, which is Tyranitar, unless it's Punishment Landorus, but that doesn't really exist anymore. So I need to get this Tyranitar down so Reuniclus can win. He'll do his thing. So I guess go Skarmory, because I'm Fizzdeath, I will live, and I just movement away. And Latios comes out. Sacking Skarmory is pointless here. Zong is more useless. Skarmory can roost some stuff. So I just sack Zong. And I start to try my best in my game plan. Which is going Reuniclus and trying to fish for a pair on Tyranitar. But he doesn't go Tyranitar, he just Dracos. Now I think this was the correct play. I maybe messed up here. Not really, but I don't know. Because right, going to Tyranitar on the possible Focus Blast would be kind of a choke from him. So attacking the Reuniclus, forcing me to heal, is better. I didn't quite catch that, but it's okay. I heal the Reuniclus, and I have to rob it. He goes Landorus on the Thunder, probably scouting for Focus Blast Thunder, which is very weird. I don't think that would be a set, but it's okay. I respect the scout. So goes Tyranitar, he's trying to figure out my moves, and I Psyshock. Now he knows I don't have Focus Blast, so yeah, if he crunches here and I don't para, it's game over. I just go for the para. I need a para. Like my win condition is getting a para, and I get it. So I will recover and get a defense drop. And now I'll try to predict if he's crunching or pursuing. But I definitely want to heal. Like, I don't think switching here would be too good. But the thing is, like, I want this to be kind of healthy, right? So I'm just fishing for a para. But I don't want to fish too much because I have a minus death debuff. Crunch will do 80%. But yeah, I need paras. So he goes Landorus here. I'm not sure why. He could have just keep attacking, keep pursuing, or crunching. I don't know. Keep me trapped. Like keep me in my ropes, and then I guess Skarmory could win because if Reuniclus dies, I get a Rustov, right? For free. But if you Fire Blast, maybe. I don't know. Because Skarmory can win this game too. These guys don't appreciate Fizdef Skarmory too much. But it's unlikely. But yeah, Skarmory will die here, and I'll trade the Skarmory for HP on Reuniclus, which is perfect. Now this is the position I want to be, because now Tyranitar is pretty chipped, and this is the opportunity for Reuniclus win. And also, there is a possibility that there's a world where he has to waste the Terrakion on Reuniclus. Like, I go Clefable, right? And he goes Terrakion and Swords Dances. And I Psyshock the Terrakion, I sack the Reuniclus, and Clefable wins also. These guys cannot deal with Clefable very well. But, yeah. Still have a tank, a Draco Meteor from Latios, and an Earthquake from Landorus. So, I would like this Landorus to be dead. So I go Clefable here, and he crunches. And here, it's a very interesting turn, because... So, I don't think Tyranitar is staying in here, right? Because even on the next switch, open the Coco. Loose. Wait a bit, please. It does 14 to 15 to 17. So I didn't think he would stay in here, because he doesn't want to get Stossed. If he gets Stossed, the Reuniclus could win. They just went like one Seismic Toss, and it's Thunder range, and then it's a Reuniclus show. So I figured he would try to get momentum with Terrakion, right? And to do that, he will sack Landers. So I go back. It was a pretty risky play, and I kind of just clicked there, but I mean, I figured like, okay, he's just switching here. He wants HP on as much HP as possible on Tyranitar to try again the Crunch or Pursuit, right? So yeah, I just kind of clicked to go back to Reuniclus, because I just assumed he would switch out, maybe to Ferrothor or Landorus. And he goes Landorus, so here I can see him. I know he's not too strong, because I saw his U-turn damage before, and he was like 30. So from here, I know the Earthquake is doing less than 40. So CM is not too bad. If he was max attack, like Adamant, that would be pretty dangerous. Like, he would spam Earthquake until I die, basically, or crit. And I would have to attack it, and that would be low. It wasn't a comfortable spot to Calm Mind. Like, if I Calm Mind, he would keep spamming and I have to keep recovering. That's a chance for crit. But since he's not that strong, I would have to recover just like twice or 3 times maybe, and some full again. So yeah, I see him here, and I can Thunder this to death. And now the game is over, because Landorus is dead to Tough Rock. Latios can't touch me. Ferrothorn can't touch me. He has to waste his Terrakion to kill me. And once he does that, Clefable has a guaranteed victory. Unless Clefable gets crit a lot, he will win. And Sack Scissor doesn't do that much, so it doesn't matter. Reuniclus also just wins. So, yeah, that's game 2. This Pokemon is very balanced. I also got lucky a lot. I made a lot of misplays this game, not my best game, but it ended up working out. I made a crazy play at the end that worked out as well. I guess if I didn't make this play, like, let me go back. Is it here? If I just heal here, he goes Landorus, right? It's this scenario I was talking about. He goes Landorus. I have to like seismic toss, and then Draken comes in. I have to go Reuniclus, Side Shock with Terrakion. I think he just kills, right? Let me check. I don't know the damage. Terrakion doesn't have that much defense. Okay, could live. Think. Okay, yeah. So Terrakion could live Side Shock from unboosted Reuniclus. So I could actually just lose. If Terrakion lives Side Shock, I could actually just lose the game. So that play ended up winning me the game. Yeah. I think if Side Shock killed Terrakion, it won't, because it just doesn't. Terrakion is at like 88, so it would be like 82. I need max damage. If I get max damage, I can win. Because now Landorus is dead, Terrakion is dead, and Clefable kind of beats the other three. So I would rely on the Psyshock damage roll. Not in my favor at all. So this play ended up just winning the game, which is kind of crazy because I didn't really think too much on this play. I just kind of clicked. It's like, okay, he's switching. But it worked out. And yeah, Reuniclus show. And yeah, not much else. Oh, that was my Black and White Invitational series. I hope you guys enjoyed the narration. I am not used to making content at all. I don't know how to edit or sound well. My voice isn't the best, I think, but it's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and I see you in the next video for round 2. Bye bye!